Hello, MSAT students. You have officially finished a fully online 8-week pharmacology course, and I want to congratulate you on that. And I kind of wanted to end the course with, um, I don't know, I guess a reflection or a devotion of how pharmacology really applies to our lives as Christians and as practitioners. And each of you are in this program, right? Because you're called to kind of help people. In this particular case, right, you chose a sports medicine program. And so you're called to help people who are injured return to play, right? And so one of the things that I wanted to kind of think through is how does pharmacology actually apply to our walk with Jesus Christ and our relationship with God, right? And so there were two kind of key things that I thought about in verses that really stuck out to me as I was doing kind of my devotions for this class and praying that God would kind of allow me to deliver information in a way that would allow you to learn it easily. And so the first one was in Ezekiel 37, 7-8. And so it says, so I prophesied and I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise and suddenly a rattling occurred. And the bones came together, bone to bone. Indeed, as I looked, the sign views and the flesh came upon them. And then the skin covered them. But there was no breath in them. And so this is to me is like this beautiful depiction of the human body, which we all feel called to kind of help heal or prevent injuries or return the body to its normative state so that our patients can participate, right? And so we see kind of in this particular verse, we say the bones are the framework of the body, right? We know that the bones provide the most stability to the human body. In fact, without bones, we wouldn't be able to stand upright. The sign views are the ligaments. They're coming together and they're going to attach bone to bone. And then the flesh is obviously all of the adipose tissue and the muscles that come together that allow us to move and to function. And then obviously the skin is the most outer layer of the human body. And it's probably one of the most protective anatomical structures, right? And so I thought, oh, what a beautiful verse in Ezekiel to kind of describe the different anatomical things that come together to protect us. But as I really started thinking about this pharmacology course, and we've been talking a lot about integrating different drugs into a patient's treatment plan to, I don't know, reduce infection or get rid of infection, to help them with allergies, to reduce pain or to reduce inflammation. And kind of with that comes this burden as a clinician to make sure that we aren't giving them too much, right? And they don't become addicted, but that we're actually giving them exactly what they need to help with their recovery along the way, right? And so I started thinking about this concept of Jesus as the great physician. And I'm sure if you're a Christian, you've heard of this. If you haven't, we all know that Jesus was the great physician, right? He would heal a person with leprosy just by touching them, right? He would take a disabled individual and they would be able to walk again or throw again. And we know that that's just what Jesus did. He was a great healer. He walked the universe. He lived among the sick, right? So I started thinking about Mark 2:17, which you'll see there. When Jesus heard it, he said to them, those who are well do not need a physician, right? If they're mentally well, if they're physically well, they don't need a physician. But those who are sick, those who are injured, I'm going to add to this verse, those who can't participate in their sport because of an ankle sprain, this is where we're called as healthcare clinicians, right? To walk alongside them, to be their counselors, to help them get better with the skill set that we've learned in this program or in our clinical sites, right? With our clinical preceptors. And so he says, I did not come to call the righteous, but the sinners to repentance, right? And so we can think about that in the field of athletic training as saying, like, we're definitely here to prevent injury in the healthy, but we're really here, right? We're really here to provide a service to our student athletes who are injured and are away from one of the things that they really love and care about, and part of what actually defines them. So as you get ready to leave this course, whether you're Christian or you're not Christian or you're not even a believer, you have this calling in life as an athletic trainer to provide a really good service, right, to your patients. And many of us can think about the times where we've had terrible, right, physician interactions or nurse interactions, and you've never wanted to go back to the physician again or the nurse again, right? Because they just treated you terribly. But you have this opportunity to change the way that you work with patients, to heal them in many ways, whether that's just listening and providing a safe space for them to tell you about something that's going on in their lives, whether that's being one of the great physicians, or I'll say one of the great athletic trainers who uses their skill set to fix a broken patient. And so what I want to say is we've learned a lot about medications. We've learned a lot about how to integrate them into the treatment plan. But I also want you all to know that you will encounter patients who may not believe in medications, who may not want to take medications. Maybe they have an addictive history, and so they don't want to take medications because they don't want to become an addict, right? And so as you enter into this journey of developing comprehensive treatment plans, one of those aspects may be a pharmacological treatment. So it will become extremely important for you all to, number one, know your patient. Number two, make sure you're taking a really good history, both health history, but also familial history. And then to serve that patient the way that they need to be served, whether that's with aspirin, Tylenol, rehab, or treatment. And I think that God gives us all unique and distinct skills. And so each of you, all of you in this program, you're different clinicians, and your patients love you for different reasons, right? And so as you leave this class and you get ready to move into a different phase of the program, the second year of the program, where you'll be more autonomous and more independent, I really pray that you'd be thinking about ways that you can do what Jesus did, which is live among the sick, pray with them, live life with them, heal them in different ways, whether it's with a touch, whether it's with a pharmacological treatment, whether that's with your rehab, whether that's just by listening to them. So I'm praying for you as you move into this new phase, that you would find ways to have servants' hearts, to really truly do what the field of athletic training is really built to do, which is not only make unhealthy patients better, but then also to ensure that once they're better, they can truly have a stable kind of a foundation over time. So thank you so much for participating in the discussion boards. I'm sure they were not fun. Thank you for turning in your homework assignments on time. Thank you for really truly learning what it means to have integrative health, right? Integrative health means all kinds of different things. That's going to be exercise. Exercise is medicine, right? That's going to be mental health as well. That's going to include pharmacological treatment. It might include psychiatric treatment, right? You've just learned one other piece of integrative health that might actually be a tool that you all can use to help a patient progress towards a normative state. So pray you all have a wonderful week and finish the class strong.